So, if you've spent any real time with AI coding agents, you absolutely know the feeling. You're deep in the flow, you're making amazing progress, and then the session ends. You come back later, and the agent has literally no idea who you are or what you were just doing. It's frustrating. So, what if there was a way to give our AI partners a permanent memory? Let's dive into a really clever solution that does exactly that.
I mean, this just hits the nail on the head, right? It really is like that movie Memento. Every 10 minutes or so, you're starting from scratch with a partner who has total amnesia. And it's not just a little annoying, it's a huge barrier to doing any kind of complex real-world project.
And this isn't just a glitch in one particular agent, it's a system-wide issue that developers are actually starting to call the AI dementia problem. It's this constant state of forgetfulness that can turn a really ambitious, long-term project into an absolute mess.
And these movie analogies, they are just spot on. The AI wakes up, it sees the last file you were working on, and that's it. It's totally focused on that one thing, completely unaware of the grand strategy, the big picture you laid out just a few hours ago.
And listen, this isn't some made-up scenario. This is a real story of how it all just falls apart. So the agent starts out great, makes a solid 6-phase plan. But after a few restarts, it just completely loses the plot. It gets stuck on phase 3 and decides that's the entire project, so invents a brand new plan just for that. Before you know it, it's a fraction of the way through the original work, but it gets confused by its own nested plans and just declares victory. And you're sitting there looking at your screen just thinking, wait, what about the other 5 phases?
So naturally, we try to fight back, right? We think, okay, I've got it. I'll create a master plan, a single source of truth to keep the agent on track. Well, let's see how this super logical idea can quickly turn into a total trap.
And this feels so smart at first. We'll just write everything down in a markdown file. We get version control with Git. We can make nice little hierarchies. The agent can just read the file anytime it gets lost. It seems like the perfect way to bring some order to all this chaos.
But this is what happens. This is the result. After weeks of trying this approach, one developer checked his project folder and found this. 605 markdown plan files, hundreds of them all in different states of decay. Some were partly implemented, some were totally obsolete, and all of them were 100% useless. It was a digital graveyard of good intentions.
It just makes you wonder, right? If the whole plan was written down, how could it go so horribly wrong? Well, the agent wasn't just forgetting the plan, it was actively corrupting it, creating new, conflicting plans until the original goal was completely buried under a mountain of digital rubble. And it was right there, in the middle of all that frustration, that pile of 605 useless files, that a new and much, much simpler idea started to take shape. It wasn't about building a better plan. It was about building a better memory.
The solution was to just abandon the complex, hierarchical markdown file completely. Instead, you treat every single piece of work like a ticket in an issue tracker. It's a concept every developer already gets, but you apply it in a new way to give the AI a memory. The big insight? You stop trying to make a master plan and you start building a master backlog.
And this is the tool that was born from that idea. Beads. You can think of it like a purpose-built brain extension for your AI. It's not just another to-do list, it's a formal dependency-aware issue tracker. So it actually understands that task C can't start until A and B are finished. And because it all syncs with Git, the agent's memory becomes a permanent, shareable part of your actual code base.
Okay, so that's the what. But how does this actually change how you work day to day? Well, it's all about enforcing a new level of engineering discipline for both you and for the AI.
So the number one rule, the prime directive, is dead simple. If it is not in beads or in Git, it does not exist. That's it. This rule is non-negotiable. Your chat history, the agent's own short-term memory, all those markdown files, they're all considered ephemeral, forbidden. The only things that matter are the issues in beads and the code in Git. It just eliminates all the other sources of confusion. Next up, every single piece of work, no matter how small, gets classified. Is this a feature? Is it a task? Is it a bug? And this isn't just for neat organization. It's about injecting real software engineering discipline into what was, before, a totally chaotic process. Okay, so with this structure in place, the agent's workflow becomes this really simple, predictable loop. It just asks beads, hey, what work is ready and unblocked? It picks the most important one, it claims it so no one else steps on its toes, and then it gets to work.
And this is the crucial part. It only focuses on that one task, which prevents all that scope creep and confusion we saw earlier.
When you put it side by side like this, the difference is just night and day. All those old, chaotic habits are replaced with strict, clear rules. No more secret to-do lists in the agent's head, no more zombie markdown files. And you can't just declare work done. There's even a strict landing the plane protocol to make sure all the work is safely pushed and synced before you end a session.
So what this all adds up to isn't just a better tool, it's a fundamental shift in how we actually collaborate with AI. It creates a whole new mental model for that relationship. So what's the big payoff here? Well, first, the dementia problem is just solved. The agent's memory is now perfect and persistent. Second, it stops what's called work disavowal. You know, that bad habit where an agent takes a shortcut or ignores a broken test just to mark a task as done. Now every piece of work is a small, verifiable issue. And finally, it puts an end to lost work. When an agent spots a bug or sees something that needs a refactor, it doesn't just forget about it. It files a new beads issue, making sure nothing ever falls through the cracks again. I love this quote. It's the perfect summary of this new relationship. Beads becomes the persistent memory. That's the brain. The AI agent, which in this case is called Antigravity, becomes the tireless worker, the hands. And the human? Well, the human is elevated to the role of strategist and decision maker, the mind.
And that really leaves us with a fascinating question to chew on. By giving our AI tools a reliable external memory, are we just fixing a technical glitch? Or are we actually laying the groundwork for a much deeper, more powerful partnership between human creativity and artificial intelligence? It feels like we're finally teaching them not just how to code, but how to remember.